The weekend is about action. Monday morning is all about reactions, and exactly what we serve you. Mondays are right here on Dominion Television. Of course, we're broadcasting live from Dominion Broadcast House, Iyagonku, right here in the brown roof, beautiful city of Ibadan. My name is Boluwaji Ogunmola. It was indeed a very eventful weekend of action in the world of sport, from football to basketball to Formula One to tennis to athletics. And of course, trust us on the show this morning to do justice to all of that and many more. We'll take a look at how Nigerian teams are preparing for the forthcoming 2025-2026 NPFL season. Kicks off later this month, on the 22nd of this month, and teams are continuing their preparations as some are already taking part in pre-season tournament, or some are looking to strengthen their squad. While some are strengthening their squad, of course, teams like Plateau United, Shooting Stars, a team just experienced a mass exodus of 8 of their players. And also, the Youth League is also starting any moment from now. We'll bring up to all that, of course, on the show as well. And then, don't forget, the African Nations Championship, of course, is on as we speak. Starting on Saturday with co-host Tanzania, starting on a very beautiful note, talking about the championship meant for domestic players in the continent, on the continent of Africa. Don't forget, it's been hosted in East Africa, Tanzania, Uganda, of course, and Kenya. Well, Super Eagles B team, they're in action tomorrow against the defending champion Senegal, and we will definitely talk about that on the show today. Well, talking other sports, basketball, the Tigers over the weekend, well, yesterday precisely, defeated Mali to win the Afro Basket. And the president has said that he can't wait to receive them at the Villa today. The last time a team visited the Villa, you know what happened? Well, we're set for another cash rain in Abuja later on today when the Tigers returns to the country. Well, also, the AFN athletics trials, of course, was held over the weekend as well. And we saw interesting moves also. Of course, Israel Okon winning the 100 meters. Of course, Tobelo Bamuson continued dominance in the 100-meter hurdle, of course, on the national scene. And it wasn't a good trial for our relay teams as they failed to pick up automatic qualifications for the World Championship. Well, United had something to smile about at the weekend as they won the Premier League summer, of course, pre-season summer competition over there. Well, this and many more. It's time to enjoy on the show today. And don't forget, the Hungarian Grand Prix was all about the McLaren. Of course, we've always talked about them, and we'll still talk about them today as well. Toluwani Polabe is with me in the studios, and together we do what we love to do. And I'll be starting by asking his high and low point of the weekend. Good morning to you.
Yes, good morning to you, Boluwaji. Thank you for having me in the studio this wonderful morning. Like you said, Mondays are for reaction, the weekends are for the actions, and I'm sure we're ready to give them the reactions at this wonderful morning. My high point for the weekend will be the Tigers are doing that great feat right there. Fifth consecutive Afro Basket Championship right there in the cabinet. Was my highlight for me. Also for the weekend, also I also saw beautiful things that Manchester United are planning to do come next season, having to pick up that championship. I'm sure most Manchester United fans will be seeing that as a big stepping stone to see how far they can go in the competition next season. Also, Ruben Amorim speaking about what is to come for Manchester United come next season. And also quickly, I don't want to say lowest, but my shocking point is transfer. Luke De Jong transfer to FC Porto was shocking. In fact, no journalist, I'm talking of no journalist saw that coming, and I don't know that happened. I saw yesterday and I'm like, what? We didn't pick this up, but I think it's one of those things that Andre Villas-Boas, the president of FC Porto, have been able to do. And he said he wanted, Luke De Jong to be part of the Porto squad. So I think that was just a shocking one for me right there. So I think that's how my weekend went in, throughout the weekend.
No, absolutely. My own high and low point of the weekend, we love to know that, of course, the Tigers winning that one was a fantastic victory for them. The game in the final yesterday against Mali was quite difficult, but they came out gun blazing. And, of course, you saw the coach of the side, Rena Wakama, of course, displaying the beauty and the brain right there by the side of the court. Low point of the weekend was Ademola Lookman coming out yesterday to announce that he has submitted a transfer request, that he wants to force a move out of his current club, Atlanta. We'll talk about that also on the show. So those are the high and low points for me for the weekend. But let's start from the locals in talking about Nigerian Premier Football League, where while teams are preparing, of course, strengthening their squad, Enyimba just witnessed a mass exodus of players. 8 players have reportedly left the shores of Enyimba Football Club of Aba. Goalkeeper Annie Ozomena and Divine Ulkadike have joined Rivers United, joined their former club, former coach Finidi George at Rivers United. Joseph Atule, striker, also moved to Abia Warriors, their local rivals. Innocent Gabriel, Imo Obot, Fatah Abdullahi, Emeka Obioma have all moved elsewhere. Enyimba, of course, we expect them to beef up their squad before the start of the season. But the question is, what's happening at Enyimba? 8 players.
8 players.
And fantastic players.
Actually, it's a massive exodus in that club, and I don't know what is going on with the management system right there. Why you're shipping out all like 8 quality players, out to your rival side right there, because it's going to be a big one to see your players doing justice in front of goal against you in the season. But I think I just hope that they have a good plan for what is to come next. I'm sure if you're having your players shipped out, you have other better replacement coming in to the system.
And that's why some teams are already beefing up their squad. Let's go straight to the camp of Plateau United, where they've unveiled 4 additional players to their squad. Well, Taribani Biweribo joined them from Bayelsa United. Jonathan Okechukwu joined them from Crime FC of Ogbomosho. Damola Ezekiel joined them from Katsina United, while Gideon Monday joined them from Shooting Stars. And there you have the 4 players being unveiled by Plateau United. Well, don't forget that they will lock horns with Wiki Tourist in their opening fixture of the season. How far do you see Plateau United going this season?
Actually, I just hope that this quality of players, can prove, so much point for Plateau United going into the season, because, you also mentioned another player from,
Shooting Stars,
also, yes, Crown FC, picking those players, and I'm sure, for you to have those players, you're sure of their quality, you're sure of their prowess, in front of goal and also in every area of the team. So I think, if they have the right management, the right tactics going into the season, I'm sure, they can do great feat for them come next season.
Absolutely. Their fans will be looking to have their team hit the ground running, especially when they take on Wiki Tourist in their opening fixture on the first weekend of the MPFL. Well, from there, let's move straight to the camp of newly promoted side, Barua FC. Yes, news is that they've decided to adopt the Kano Stadium for the MPFL season. Don't forget that Barua FC are one of the 4 teams that gained promotion to the MPFL. According to the media officer of the club, Ahmed Amiso Gwale, the decision was approved by the Sport Ministry, Youth and Sport Development of that state. Don't forget that they are in the same state with Kano Pillars, and they've said that Sunday Abacha Stadium in Kano will be the adopted home ground, while renovation work continue at the Dambata Stadium. That is their own traditional home ground. Yes, for now, the Dambata Stadium yet to meet the required MPFL standards. So they've said, why not? Let's start with Kano Pillars Football Club. Well, for those, of course, new MPFL, newly promoted side, they're not very used to them. Their home ground is Dambata Stadium. Get used to that. And of course, they are actually nicknamed Malia Boys. That's what they are called. And so we're looking forward to what they bring to the MPFL come next season. Looks like they've got a lot of intent, themselves and Kun Khalifa. Honestly, for me, those 2 teams are the what teams to beat.
To beat.
Amongst the ones that just got promoted, honestly. They are entirely new, but they are doing things that I'm loving at this moment. Kun Khalifa also made some good administrative recruitment.
Change. Actually, they made a good administrative change, over the weekend. Also, also Barua Football Club. Also, you're seeing those changes of a new mindset of what they want to bring into the league, next season. And I think it's a massive step up for these 2 teams that are doing this great thing. I can understand that these things you need to turn it into results, on the pitch of play. But I just expect that all things are equal, all things right. I feel that they can, put in the work and get, themselves on the top of the season.
Well, there you listen to him. Away from the Nigerian Premier Football, let's quickly talk youth football. Don't forget that teams in the MPFL are actually compelled to have youth teams And those playing on the continent are also compelled to have a female team as well. And let's talk about the youth team, where Nigerian Premier Football League has zoned the 2024-2025 Under-19 Youth League into 3 groups. Now, the competition will be played in Ikenne, Umuahia, and Kano. And that's talking about the zones that will be hosted. That the Remo Star Stadium in Ikenne will host Shooting Stars, Ikorodu City, Sunshine Stars, Kwara United, and Bendel Insurance. Now, the fixtures will run from today, the 1st of August, to Saturday, the 9th of August. Now, teams zoned in Kano are the likes of Kano Pillars, El Kanemi Warriors, Katsina United, Nasarawa United, Niger Tornadoes, Plateau United. Of course, we go head-to-head from the 10th of August to the 16th of August. While in Umuahia, those that will battle there are Abia Warriors, Akwa United, Eyimba, Rangers, Heartland, Bayelsa United, Rivers United, and Lobis. And the top 2 teams from each zone will actually qualify for the top 6 finals later on here. And of course, good way to go, under-19, developing them. And the good news is that the Shooting Stars team, youth team, are also in Ikenne, right in Ikenne as we speak, preparing for that youth tournament. Way to go. We need to invest in our age group competition, especially the league, because that's where we get them promoted, right?
Actually, and I think oftentimes we have had to speak about growing grassroots football right here on the show. I think
because because the European teams that we kind of follow their path, that's what they do, right?
They have under 17, they have under 19, they have under 13. So they have under 10 actually. They have all age group. So the Bukayo Saka you see today,
started from somewhere.
Actually started from somewhere. So I'm sure this is for me is a step in the right direction for them. Going into this one, and I hope that our own Shooting Stars can see how we can dominate this one and also pick quality players, and we can add them to the mainstream team.
And absolutely looking forward to that one, because that is just the way to go. Develop your youngsters and they will turn out to be world beaters in the future. Look at the top European football teams. Lamine Yamal, the man destroying everyone in Spain at the moment, came through the popular youth ranks at Barcelona. Lionel Messi as well did the same. So that's just the best place, best place to groom your young stars. And it's important that we are taking it seriously. And the fact that they don't even have to travel travel 18 hours.
So everybody, you have your own zone. You have your, I think it gives credibility, and also issues about road travel, jet lag or whatnot. These players they would have concentration, going into this competition.
Absolutely. From there, let's cross over to East Africa, venue of the 2024 African Nations Championship. Well, with about just 10 days from, of course, when our girls won the 10th WAFCON title, we are set for another bid for another football continental title when the Super Eagles B team begin their quest for their very first CHAN title against Senegal tomorrow. Of course, the competition started on Saturday. Interesting games we saw, but for our boys, they are set to kickstart their own later on tomorrow. But let's go straight to the camp and listen to 2 of the players, of course, speaking this beautiful morning ahead of the competition, their own game starting tomorrow. Let's take that and we'll be back.
My hard working, my performance, I know that, I believe that I will be selected among the 23 man squad. Yeah, seriously, as I used to say it earlier, the camp is very good, and I experienced a lot of things, because this is if I'm not mistaken, this is my second time, because I play for the qualifier, and this is the main tournament. I experienced a lot in my camp. Before we are like a rivalry, but now as we are representing the green, and so I think we love each other. Mostly we love each other. So I think with bunching of the love what we have for each other, we'll get something. My ambition is to win the CHAN, because I can't say much about it, but let me just say my ambition. I just want to win the CHAN with my country.
Well, there you have it. A very quick trip to the camp of the Chan Eagles. Before we take the second player right there, yes, let's quickly talk about this. Our boys coming into this competition played two important tune-up games against Zanzibar. First one ended goalless. The second one ended 2-all. Should we be worried?
Actually, not. I don't want us to be worried because I think we just need to see how this first game pans out. I think it's a major competition right now. Those were just friendlies, and
and it's against
players.
Senegal.
It's against Senegal, defending champions. So I know Eric Shells has the mindset, and also he has prepared the boys. Going into this competition, and if you look at the players in this competition, their players are worthy to be playing for the Chan Eagles right here. The best legs, domestic players that we can produce right here, and I'm sure they themselves they have the mindset to say, come on, I think let's represent the country in the right way. Let's get this, let's be the first to have this this our hands on the trophy in Chan, which has eluded Nigeria for a long time, and I'm sure the players are ready, the coach are ready. I just want to see how far we can go against the defending champion Senegal in the first game.
All right, let's go back to the camp of the Chan Eagles ahead of tomorrow's game and find out what the players are saying.
Experience from my coaches down to my teammates. It has been a great feeling for me. We had a couple of players good as well, so it's a competition, all man for himself, but I have a great feeling that I have so much to offer. I'm looking forward to a lot, but first, I'm looking forward to the team. So I really want us to have one mind, one spirit, which is the goal of winning the Chan. And I'm more focused on the team bond. So I can't play alone. So it's a 11-man's game, so I believe in everybody, and there's a positive spirit that will go far. To whom much is given, much is expected. So he's not a difficult person. He's a very good coach from my own view, because he understands and speaks football. So if you have understanding, if you have good understanding, you understand that he's a quality coach. In as much as we want it, our opponents also want it, but it's about who wants it more. So I feel and I'm positive that we will not fail the country, because it's a privilege.
Well, that was Tochukwu Michael, Remo Stars midfielder, and earlier you listened to Anas Yusuf, Nasarawa United striker. Of course, two of the players that will definitely be doing the job for Nigeria and hoping that to win the championship for first time, actually. First time, really. But then, just like we mentioned earlier, these are the best legs we have currently in our league, and we believe that they have what it takes. But then, aside Senegal, what are the teams you feel will push us major problems?
Actually, I think just looking at this one right now, Morocco would be a big test, for us in this competition. If we are to get out of the group stage, and if they're still in the competition, also the South Africans also,
if that what you just said, how far do you think you can go in this one?
Okay, to be very honest, I see us, getting straight to the quarterfinal stage.
Beautiful. All right, let's take a look at the competition. Like I said, started on Saturday, and the first game was Morocco winning against Angola expectedly. Anyways, Morocco, they've got a very solid league, some of the best domestic players on the continent, and of course doing 2-0 against Angola. I think they've done so well for themselves. What a way to start the championship. And yesterday, we had a couple of games yesterday, I must say. Let's take a look at the results right now. Well, that's for today. Nigeria, Guinea, Uganda, and Algeria. We'll come back to that, but let's take a look at the results we saw yesterday. Kenya, co-host also, defeated DR Congo by a single goal. Madagascar and Mauritania played out a goalless draw. Which of the games surprised you?
Actually, nothing really, surprising for me. And Morocco expectedly to get that, all 3 points in that group. Also, Kenya also, I actually know it's going to be a big battle in that group right there to see, who tops the group and also who remains right there in the competition. Also, Madagascar, Mauritania, not the league league and not something that is well recognized, in world football. But
recognition is different from quality. Right?
But less quality also, because if there was so much quality, I'm sure you'll be getting you well recognized and also getting in the goals right there. But I think it's a good one to say Madagascar and Mauritania, in the CHAN games.
Well, let's take a look at matches to look forward to later on today. Like we saw earlier on our screen, I've got Niger taking on Guinea. What are our expectations? 5 o'clock today.
It's going to be a good one between Niger and Guinea also. But actually, this is just looking more of, for me, just more of a less entertainment in this game. But my eyes will be sort of gazed on Uganda against Algeria.
Algeria.
It's going to be a big game because I'm sure these players are, most of them are even playing in the main stream of, the national team right there. And I'm sure Uganda, Algeria is going to be a big battle, entertaining football, mouth-watering, and I'm sure we're expecting a lot of goals in that one.
But absolutely, we're looking for that one, and of course, a lot of goals from Uganda and Algeria. Don't forget Uganda, also co-host here, and Algeria got very solid league. Of course, some of the best players domestically in Africa are definitely plays for Algeria. Looking forward to that one. You've seen the competition so far. How impressed have you been so far?
Actually,
with the competition?
really impressed.
Oh, really?
Really. Not extremely, but I'm sure as the competition unfolds, we'll get to see some more entertaining football. Better officiating. Our fans coming to the stadium to watch football also. So I'm sure.
They've been great so far, right?
So far, yes. So as I said, as the competition unfolds, I'm sure we'll see more. We'll see more of that.
We'll see more. Of course, tomorrow as well, Nigeria will be in action tomorrow. Group D, let's just say Group D, will be played tomorrow. I'm looking forward to what tomorrow will serve us. Nigeria taking on, of course, their counterpart from Senegal. Yeah, that's the game. But then, what we've seen in Nigeria so far, the Falcons came on $100,000. I'm sure that's one of the things that actually got our girls going, at the Afro basket. You think that that will also motivate them to say, Nigerians, we're getting rewarded. Let's also win this.
Actually, money and several things actually. But I'm sure the players also, we have this in their mindset. Aside from the monetary value, to be the first team, to achieve this feat for Nigeria is going to be a big one for them. And I'm sure their shoulders will be raised high. And among their mates also going back into the league also, there'll be more respect, more value. So it brings so much. There's so much that this will offer them aside from the money reward. So I think the mindset, and I love the way Tochukwu, the player from Lemon Stars, intelligent man, the way he kept his word properly. You know that this one understand how it's been done. Speaking about not individualism right now, it's saying the team.
He's a Lemon Stars player.
Him saying that we need to play like a team. It's not just about one player. We need to come together. And he also said you understand what it means, to represent the badge of Nigeria right there. So I think, the players must have the mindset that let's set the money aside. We have so much to achieve for ourselves. Our own pride ourselves, and see how far they can go for this.
Absolutely, looking forward to that one really. But before we talk basketball, because I was about to get into basketball. But let's quickly take a look at the AFN athletics trials. Of course, over there in Lagos at the weekend, a number of interesting races we saw. Well, those that caught my attention, let's talk about them quickly. 100 meter, we always carry our attention because we've got a lot of talent in that category. And I must say that Israel Okon actually emerged as Nigeria's men's 100 meter champion at the athletics championship in Yaba, Lagos, clocking a time of 10.04 seconds. Now, taking a look at the lineup of sprinters that took part in that one, all of them have a record of sub 10. Fantastic. Yeah, although none of them recorded sub 10 on that day, but they are top athletes, I must say. Talk about the man that came second, Alaba Akintola. He was actually defending champion of there. Of course, beating Fakorede Nicholas as well, Sheye Ogunlewe, Olalola Tunde, James Taiwo, and my dear friend Enoch Adegoke on that 92 jersey there. Enoch actually at the Olympics in Tokyo became Nigeria's first 100-meter finalist at the Olympics since 1996.
Massive
all right.
Massive feat.
And Enoch could only finish seventh. could only
That's a show. That's
of how competitive 100 meters.
100 meters. I think that's to show that we're doing something great.
Yeah.
And we have a massive talent in Nigeria, and actually you can see them. For you to say he was in that one in Tokyo and he could not make the first three.
I tell you,
it's a whole lot right there. But I think congratulations to Okon for seeing that one through, and I'm sure we'll be able to prepare him ahead. For the championship
in Tokyo.
In Tokyo again, and I'm sure your athletes will not be happy not making this one.
Anyways, Enoch Adegoke, very proud of him. He's from Oyo State, and of course we love to associate with our own, and of course appreciate them as well. Let's quickly get to know Okon, for those who are hearing that name for the very first time. Let's get to meet him, of course, fielding questions after that race yesterday.
National champion 2025. How does that feel?
Well, feel good. I'm happy right now. I'm very excited right now.
How did that motivate you coming here? How did you plan to push yourself here?
Seeing everyone, it makes me feel confident and also make me strong to stand out. And also, I know it's going to be very hard for me, but I keep the good work and also make sure I execute everything, even my drive and everything.
You've had an incredible season. You've been very fast this year. Were you expecting a top 10 here?
Like I said, I wasn't expecting anything at all. I just came here and give it all.
And then your school as well, yourself, you guys have been doing really great. How do you push each other?
Well, I would say we keep talking to each other, motivating ourselves, also make sure everything goes well. Yeah.
And with your crop of guys right now, how well do you think we can do in the men's 4x1, having all of you together?
I don't know, but maybe by God's grace, we can run it 37. Yeah.
And how are you looking forward to competing at the World Championships?
Very well. I'm good. Yes.
So what's next for you?
Next? Yes. I hope I can make it to the final in Tokyo. That is it. If I make it to the final, that means I'm happy.
Well, there you listen to the new 100-meter champion, of course, Okon right there, speaking after his race. Let me inform that Tobiloba Amusan was also in blistering form, continuing her dominance in the 100-meter hurdle right here in Nigeria, even as she has a high right there at the World Championship in Tokyo to go and do what she loves to do. But that can be said about our relay teams as they failed to pick automatic qualification. Talk about our 4x100 meter, 4x400 meter. I mean, they didn't really do well. They would have to wait and see if they can still make, because they actually ranked 17 at the moment, which is very far off qualification. They can't qualify automatically. They have to wait for various qualifiers before they can even hope of making it right there. Well, away from the AFN athletics trials, of course, that took place in Yaba, Lagos over the weekend. Let's talk basketball. Moving to Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire, where the D Tigers of Nigeria emerged champions following their victorious outing, against Mali in the finals yesterday. It was a beautiful scene to behold, honestly. Despite all that has been happening in the Nigeria Basketball Federation, these girls have always lifted our flags really high. I mean, winning it back to back to back. Congratulations to the girls. They were absolutely beautiful. And what do you say about their coach, Rena Wakama, who was, of course, won the best coach of the tournament. Ami Okonkwo once again won the best player of the tournament as well. I mean, what a competition we had. What a victory for Nigeria. Ami Okonkwo right there on your screen.
Yeah, massive one out for me. Trust me, I followed every game, and to see this one, through to the final. And actually, I knew that this was going to be a difficult one, for the Tigers, because I know that all eyes were set on saying how they can shake us off the pedal right there. But we were able to surmount every pressure that we got in the competition. Actually, I saw so much pressure, even from the group stage game, and also from Senegal. Also, we struggled in that game. But for me, the Senegalese just lost out, with indiscipline, and giving unnecessary free throws, to the Tigers right there.
At the end of the day, talking about the Senegalese, they also lost the third place also to South Sudan.
South Sudan also
says a lot about their discipline.
Yes, actually,
and keeping their head
keeping
calm.
their heads high, and even the coach also was massively frustrated. They even had to caution him also, and also getting into this one. The Tigers were more calm, more collected, avoiding errors, and I think that affected, the Malian side also because I started seeing errors, from them also giving free throws already. But I think what I just want to see going forward for the Tigers is I just hope we can get more 3-pointers to make it more easy for us because we're struggling even with 2-pointers also. But I think we need to have someone who can get in those 3-pointers
going into the World Cup,
qualifiers also. But massive congratulations to them. Isn't Kalu massive?
Let's listen to this young girl right there on our screen, Sarah Ogoke, speaking after the victorious outing yesterday.
The key word here is gratitude. I had a rough year last year, but this year, the sun is back out again, and I'm enjoying the fruits of my labor. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for this organization. I'm thankful for Nigeria. I'm thankful for the call back up, and I'm thankful that they had the faith in me to be ready for this moment. Shout out Nigeria. Shout out our fans for supporting us. We love you, Nigeria, and we're going to try to run this back again, all right? 2 more, baby, 2 more.
All right, there you listen to her. And of course, the president said he can't wait to welcome them to Nigeria. I mean, the last time a team went to Abuja.
Rain money.
Rain cash. Rain cash. $100,000 back to back.
Back to back.
What should these girls be expecting?
Actually, I really don't know, but I'm just hoping also, to get the same, I know it might not be the same, but come on, I think, they deserve something, better for having.
One lady who deserves something a whole lot is that beautiful young lady right there. That's Rena Wakama, who didn't just display beauty, but also displayed a brain right there. It was a difficult final, but she was right there. She kept her calm and kept on dishing out the instructions to the girls. And she understood. After the game, a colleague asked what she was telling the players. She was like, it's quite easy, right? She has played the game before. She's not far off age from the girls, not very old. She's quite young as well. Yeah. She understands what they're going through, and it was easy for her to pass the message across. And I mean, she's doing well for herself.
Actually, once you understand your player and you're also part of the game, and I think it will be easy for you to communicate whatever instructions you're giving to your players. And I think that happened. And here we have celebrating the Tigers once again for achieving that feat, 5 consecutive AfroBasket Championship in the local.
Absolutely. Let's talk Formula One quickly. Talking the Hungarian Grand Prix, as we saw yesterday, as expected, it was the McLaren boys. This time around, Lando Norris taking Oscar Piastri had to settle our 4 second-place finisher. George Russell, of course, finishing 3rd, and then look at everyone from 4th to 10 right there on your screen. And of course, you keep asking question, where's Mad Max? Mad Max finishing 9th there. Well, at this point, it's all the McLaren boys. Never disappointed. Driver standing, of course, from a courtesy of that second place finish for Oscar Piastri, his lead was a little bit reduced, but then, I mean, for me, he has the championship already. Verstappen struggling in 3rd. Lewis Hamilton somewhere in the 6th with his Ferrari. And let's take a look at the constructor standings. It's all about the McLaren as expected as well. Formula One.
Massive order. And like I would say, if you can knock them off the pole, in qualifications, I think it will be difficult for you to see, how you can defeat, how you can outrun them.
Especially while the team is on fire.
He's on fire.
Don't let them finish in pole.
Actually, don't let them finish in pole. And we're talking the fastest cars and also the best drivers right here in Formula One. I think so. I don't know how. I don't know what's going to knock them off. This. I don't see anybody doing that.
We'll wait till the next season.
Maybe next season because
we'll find out that one next season.
We're expecting maybe Max Verstappen to do that. Right now, it's not even in position to see that one through. But congratulations to the McLaren boys. For seeing this one through in the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Wow. Let's return to the world of football, where the best player on the continent of Africa, talking football, Ademola Lookman, is frustrated at this point at his club for failing to accept offers from Inter Milan. Well, over the weeks, this club, Atalanta, had turned down several offers from Inter Milan, appearing that, looking as if they don't want him to leave the club, despite agreeing with him at some point that should a good offer comes, they will let him go. But right now, they are turning down offers for Ademola Lookman. And the man has decided to drop a transfer request. And here on your screen was what he posted on his social media handle. Well, now let's take the fifth paragraph there. It says, despite now receiving offers in alignment to what I believe had been discussed, sadly, the club are blocking the opportunity for reasons I do not know. As a result, and after many months of broken promises and what I feel has been poor treatment towards me as both a human being and as a professional footballer, sadly, I feel I have no choice but to speak out. So what I believe is right, and I feel that enough is enough. I can confirm I have now handed in a formal transfer request. Here is Mola forcing out a move.
Sadly, I don't know what is wrong with Italian clubs and treating African players this way. Actually, is terrible. We can go on and on to mention names. You saw the situation with Victor Osimhen. Even before this issue, Ademola Lookman had issue with the coach, Gasperini, right there with penalty kicks or whatnot.
Well, he kept the school.
He kept the school.
This man
won the Europa League for them. And you're treating a player like this is sad. Not that the offers are not coming in right. They're coming in right.
Coming in right.
For Inter Milan to offer 45, Inter. come on, actually. But I don't know. I just hope that they can settle this properly and allow this young man enjoy football. We just want to play. We just want to play football. We're not asking too much.
Honestly, for those who've met Mola, he's a very cool young player, right? He's a very cool player. Doesn't get into trouble, or is very calm. For you to force him to this point, make it public that he has submitted a transfer request, I think he's gotten to this point in his career and he needed to move.
And I'm sure right now, I know the Atlanta board would want to frustrate every means about this issue. And I just hope that
they've been frustrating.
Honestly, I
just hope take it to the next level.
To the next level. I just hope it doesn't get, before the season, because I'm sure if it gets before the season, it doesn't get a club, it's just going to be out of the team completely. I just hope that, they find a situation around it and make this work out as soon as possible.
Absolutely, that's what we're hoping for. Let's take a look at some transfer stories. Let's jump on one or two that we saw. Horta, John Chelsea.
Yeah, actually.
Right, major, one for the future.
Yeah, actually, one for the future. And I think, this is going to be a big one out for Chelsea, going into this one for next season. Chelsea calmly doing the billionaires' business, having to, get that badge. The badge is boldly written, the golden badge. And I think nobody can stop that.
Next 4 years.
Next 4 years. So I think, to have this player, I think is a good one for Chelsea.
Well, absolutely. Let's talk about Heung-min Son, who is headed to Besiktas. We also understand Ndidi is also heading to Besiktas.
Actually,
they're building something over there, right?
I think the Turkish league actually doing something fantastic over there. If you look at, from Fenerbahce, you see Skriniar also, you see Lirasane also in Galatasaray, Victor Osimhen, Tammy Abraham also in the squad for Besiktas. Right now, his son is referred in Ndidi. So I think they're trying to do something, beyond. And I think the fight should be
beyond the ordinary.
It should be for the Champions League. Want to see them compete in the Champions League right there. And I think, it's going to be a big one to see, quality players are getting to the Turkish league.
What does this do to the league?
It improves the league actually because it gives more visibility for people to watch this player. So when you get a player like Heung-min Son, you see that it's fans, more investment. It has
English fans,
and also the Asian fans also. It puts them straight into the league and it gives more visibility for the Turkish league.
Absolutely, just like we said earlier, Man United won a true trophy.
Actually,
no,
do the honors. I'm actually going to the honors for Manchester United fans. I think this is, for me, it's just a stepping stone for them. I don't see how much this might actually affect them for next season. But Ruben Amorim has been speaking and is saying so much and expecting so much from the players come next season. Brian Mbeumo was in the squad. Mathias Cunha, all those players together having to